The followers of Mornion seem to be capturing as many spirits and fairies as they can find to power their rune magic. The spirit tells you about the terrible experiments going on in this tower. It seems that they're fusing monsters together. Which path will you take? The frantic researcher seems to have abandoned his experimentation and run off. The contents of the beaker are shaking uncontrollably.
An ambush!
Floorboards are creaking loudly. They feel as if you could put a hole through them at any moment. They feel as if you could put a hole through them at any moment. Of the battle cracked the stone floor, and the ground starts to give way. The Chimera, unable to move around in such a confined space, died, curled up on itself. The continued production of these monsters will only cause great harm to the kingdom. You obtained the White Talisman. By the time you arrive at the battle, Roland has already vanquished the last of the foes. He lives up to his legend. Roland works through this region alone, never teaming up. You have gained insight into the ruins by talking to him. Which path will you take? You must be very wary of Medusa's eyes. Anyone who meets her gaze is turned to stone. To avoid suffering a stony fate, you must not look into her eyes. If you find the going difficult, consider ducking into a building to recuperate. Medusa turns to stone and crumbles into dust. This act of vengeance should assuage some of the anger of those unfortunate souls that she petrified. You obtained the green talisman. Suddenly, a rodent darts out and begins talking. Ricky, the magician's apprentice, needs your help once again. He says that wayward wizards have waylaid the Labyrinth again. There must be a reason mages keep attacking. Which path will you take? You spot the stolen key, lying next to the crushed corpse of the magician. It's clear how he met his demise. The door to the prison is wide open. If you shut the door before the other Cyclops stampede, you may still have a chance to control the situation. Put the key in the keyhole in front of the cell to contain the Cyclops. The Cyclops are furiously resisting your attempts to close the door. The Cyclops are furiously resisting your attempts to close the door. Furiously resisting your attempts to close the door. The Cyclops are furiously resisting your attempts to close the door. The door has finally been closed, but now you must defeat the Cyclops that have escaped. were able to lock and seal the Cyclops prison once again. Ricky, the magician's apprentice, is elated and gives you a handsome reward. You obtained the Aqua Talisman. You step into the enemy kitchen. A fat cook angrily barks at you, yelling that the food isn't ready yet. She seems to be mistaking you for a hungry recruit. You can play along to glean information or leave quietly. Which path will you take? Just beyond here is the notorious Gargoyle Gate. A gate this solid cannot be destroyed without a massive cannon. Use the King's Army's cannon to reach soldiers of the King's Army praise you and your team for conquering an important gate of the underground fortress. The fight will continue until the fortress is regained, but you have assisted as much as you personally can. You obtained the orange talisman. Sensing a presence, you turn around. You see a man standing on a rock. The grouchy-looking hermit asks if you are brave.
Two paths leave the forest, he shouts. The path of the coward and the path of glory, which leads to a vicious monster.
Which path will you take? Throughout the cave. The terrifying killer rabbit has breathed its last, thanks to your efforts. A familiar voice congratulates you, saying, "Now glory is yours." You obtained the Black Talisman. A beautiful voice in the sea calls out to you. You'd heard of the mermaid's legendary curiosity. She asks you many questions. She wandered into these shallow waters after being chased by a Kraken. She says the Kraken should still be nearby. Which path will you take? Inch closer to the Kraken's lair. Kraken has wrapped its tentacles around stalactites and is trying to destroy the cave. Strike a death blow to the Kraken that had been terrorizing the sea. Many sailors will certainly raise a toast in your honor once word of your victory gets out. You obtained the Red Talisman. A strange knight stumbles out of the darkness. He pays you no heed and walks right past you. The knight is muttering to himself. You strain your ears, but all you can make out is the death god is coming. Which path will you take?
Be careful!
You must find an escape route. They are so invincible, and you have no hope of defeating them. To overcome the power of the Death God, you must rely on the goddess to save you. Only the light shone by the angel statue will expose the Wraith's weakness. Divine light shines forth, exposing the Wraith's only weakness. The divine light fades, and hopelessness once again darkens your heart. Divine light fades, and hopelessness once again darkens your heart. Divine light shines forth, exposing the Wraith's only weakness, the Dream Heart. hopelessness once again darkens your heart. Light fades, and hopelessness once again darkens your heart. Divine light shines forth, exposing the Wraith's only weakness, the dream heart. You destroy the dream heart and send the Wraith back to the underworld. You cannot destroy death, the opposite of life. You should rejoice in the fact you even still draw breath. You obtained the yellow talisman. You meet a female warrior monk who is injured in the battle against the demons. She was sent to purify this sanctuary. A ritual to summon the Demon King is underway. She must place the Holy Seal in the temple to seal the Demon King again. Which path will you take? Unfortunately, the next highest ranking demon then appeared, hot on your heels. prevented the Demon King's resurrection and assisted in defeating his top demon, the Archdemon. The town temple will certainly inscribe your name as a savior, to be remembered throughout the ages. You obtained the blue talisman. Tomet is surprised by the sudden nature of your visit, but relaxes. He demands coin in exchange for his help. The red dragons nest in the ruins, sleeping amongst mountains of treasure. You ask the thief for more details. Which path will you take? The area reeks of sulfur, and earth-shaking snoring reverberates throughout. When you're ready, move forth. The red dragon is nigh.
Oh my.
Yes. Simple.
The red dragon has awoken from its slumber. To unleash its fiery breath. Ready your shields! The dragon is waiting to unleash its fiery breath. Ready your shields! The red dragon, said to be the strongest creature known to man. Your name will command respect for all time. Bear your new title proudly, Dragon Slayer. You obtained the Purple Talisman.